Paul Jones is keeping the sounds of the 60s alive as the Manfreds hit the road once again. The 81-year-old is best known for Manfred Mann classics like Do-Wah-Diddy-Diddy, Pretty Flamingo and, of course, 5 4 3 2 1. After he quit, Mike Dabo took over, giving them hits Handbags and Glad Rags and Build Me Up Buttercup before the band finished in 1969. They reformed as the Manfreds in 1991 and have been performing ever since, most recently with Paul and Mike. But this tour, which includes original guitarist Tom McGuinness, will be the last time the singers share a stage in the Manfreds. Why is Mike stopping touring with the Manfreds? The thing you have to realize, of course, is Mike is incredibly wealthy. Build Me Up Buttercup celebrated 5 million airplays in America alone. An amazing thing to happen to a person. I'm wondering how long it will be before they celebrate 5 million plays for 5 4 3 2 1. The decision is up to Mike. Towards the end of the tour there might be slightly glistening eyes about it, but we will enjoy ourselves. We will have a wonderful time on this tour. Will you, Tom and the rest of the Manfreds, carry on? We have quite a few bookings in 2024. And at the risk of incurring the odd person's wrath, the current lineup is probably the best band we have ever had for togetherness and inventiveness. Is it your 60th this year? Given you released debut, why should we not in 1963? As far as I was concerned, the 60th was last year because I joined the band in 1962. We were very successful in a number of small venues on the south coast of England and London. We reported for duty to EMI in 1963 to play them stuff we'd been performing for a year in the clubs. We were still called the Blues Brothers. Why didn't you keep that name, long before the 1980 John Belushi film? When I joined the band, it was called the Man Hug Blues Brothers from Manfred Mann and Mike Hug, who started it all. Then they dropped the Man Hug and we became the Blues Brothers. We turned up at EMI as the Blues Brothers. After we'd played them half a dozen songs, they said, "We like the band, but you're going to have to change your name. No one is going to get anywhere with a stupid name like the Blues Brothers. Why didn't you record earlier?" I turned down a band Brian Jones was forming, which became the Rolling Stones. After that the Stones played clubs for months and months before they put out a record. I think it was the Stones putting out a record that made me think we should be putting out a record. What you do is influenced by what you see other people do at that early stage of your career. The Stones are releasing new music from a new album. You released albums with a blues band. Fancy recording new Manfred's material? I haven't heard anything yet, but people are claiming it's the best thing they've done in 40 years. I've been feeling guilty for months now because the Manfreds just never seem to find time to book studios and get stuff written. We've been talking about new stuff for so long. Every so often, the blues band would find time to get into a studio, but somehow the Manfreds haven't for a long time. I think it's time. I am going to start writing and get Tom to write some songs. Are you surprised you're celebrating 60 years in music? I tended to see people like Mark Winters and Craig Douglas, who had some success but it didn't last. I thought, that's not going to be me, because my heroes weren't rock and roll people, my heroes were blues and jazz people, and most seemed to be hundreds of years old when they died. Are you looking forward to playing Glasgow, especially as you spent 2 years at school in Scotland at Edinburgh Academy? I do love to play the Royal Concert Hall. It's a tremendous venue and the audiences are always lovely. I'm more nostalgic for Scotland generally and, of course, Edinburgh than anywhere I was born or lived for much longer periods of time. My couple of years in Scotland were absolutely my most enjoyed years and I love to come back all the time. Maximum Rhythm and Blues with the Manfreds comes to Glasgow Royal Concert Hall on October 19th. Tickets, myticket.co.uk/artists/The Manfreds.
I just